Hello everyone. I'd like to share some thoughts on a pretty solid single-player first-person shooter with RPG and survival elements. Terminator: Resistance. The game has a surprisingly engaging story. It captures the tense atmosphere of hopelessness and humanity's desperate resistance against the machines. At the same time, the plot manages to keep the player invested and eager to push forward. Along the way, you'll meet a variety of characters, some of them quite memorable. Each comes with their own backstory and occasionally gives you quests, which earn you reputation points. That reputation lets you influence important decisions near the game's conclusion. The developers even added romance options with certain characters. Game's story has multiple endings depending on the choices you make. At the end, you get a short epilogue explaining what happened to the characters you met and to humanity as a whole. The soundtrack deserves a mention too. The iconic Terminator theme makes a welcome return, and overall the music does a great job of amplifying the atmosphere. The game includes a simple skill upgrade system. There aren't a ton of perks, but they're enough to make progression feel worthwhile. On the hardest difficulty, leveling becomes essential since the player dies quickly and is constantly motivated to unlock new ways of taking down enemies, increase weapon damage, pick locks, hack computers, and craft explosives. Weapons come in 3 broad categories: firearms, energy weapons, and explosives. The arsenal isn't huge, but considering the game's relatively short length, it feels sufficient. Energy weapons can be upgraded by installing enhancement modules, purchased in shops or looted from enemies, that improve damage, fire rate, or magazine size. Exploration is handled well. Levels are compact yet atmospheric, with plenty of hidden caches full of useful resources. The game strikes a nice balance between its mechanics: sneaking past killer robots, scavenging, completing side quests, and hunting for XP to unlock new skills. Locations are small and change often, which keeps the pacing brisk. Still, the game has its shortcomings. One of the core gameplay elements, shooting, feels underwhelming. Impact, sound, ballistics, recoil, all come across weak, especially with conventional firearms. Laser weapons get away with it a bit better, but gunplay overall lacks punch. The graphics are another weak spot. Textures and some animations look outdated, sometimes breaking immersion. Environments also repeat frequently. You'll revisit the same areas with cosmetic changes, new enemies, or a different time of day. The developers tried to keep these returns fresh, but the repetition can become tiresome. The game is also fairly short. A full playthrough on the hardest difficulty takes about 15 to 20 hours. Fortunately, that's just enough for the content it offers, so the game doesn't overstay its welcome. Almost every aspect carries a sense of budget design. Everything's there: a hub with a shop and crafting bench, progression, characters, and dialogues. But it all feels a bit shallow. More items, deeper skill trees, richer dialogue, and a few extra side characters could have elevated the experience. Even so, Terminator: Resistance holds together as a coherent, distinctive product. From the start, it pulls you into the world of Terminator, and the atmosphere of the films is captured beautifully, helped by the soundtrack. Despite its graphical flaws, clunky animations, and lackluster gunplay, the game somehow maintains momentum and keeps players engaged for most of the journey. Its secret lies in the mix of survival, progression, exploration, and post-apocalyptic mood. It may not rival big AAA shooters in terms of polish, but for fans of the Terminator universe, it's absolutely worth playing. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Play good games, stay healthy, and may you have peaceful skies overhead.